What are your favorite anime OVA series? Let me know in the comments section below, because today I've got my top 5 favorite anime OVAs. Starting off at number 5, we have Fooly Cooly. 6 episodes long. It's really fun to watch no matter how many times you watch it. It really never gets tiring, and you could always find out new things every time you're watching the series. Such beautiful animation too. It's totally off the wall, and it's a really exciting series. Number 4 is Gundam War in the Pocket. This is a series that I always recommend to people who are trying to get into the mecha genre, or people who are trying to get into watching Gundam, basically. Gundam War in the Pocket is not really so much heavy mech battles or heavy war elements, but it's mostly a story about two friends that are caught in between war, one on the Zeon side, which is one of the sides in this massive war, and one is living on a neutral colony, and it's mostly about these two characters and the friendship that they have. So the whole war aspect, it's a major part of the film, but there's only about 2 or 3 mech battles throughout the entire 6-episode series. Moving on to number 3, we have Bastard, which is this very action-heavy series, but it also has a lot of comedy to it. This is something that I feel a lot of people get the wrong impression of when they go into this, and a lot of people don't really like it because they expect that it's going to be this really heavy action, really serious series, but it's not. It's actually a parody, if you can look at it in certain ways. There is a lot of comedic elements here, there's a lot of fan service, there's a lot of references to old heavy metal bands here, especially within the manga, because the anime, due to copyright, they had to change a few of the names so it sounds similar to what it was originally intended to be. But it's a really great series. You have this main character that's a total badass. It's this warlock, Dark Schneider, and he will do such things as he'll go into a castle to rescue one of his women, and he'll have another woman on his shoulder that's like grinding on him the whole time as he's like going up a ladder, and it's really cheesy in a lot of ways, and I like that. The battles are really cheesy with these overpowered characters that are fighting against each other. There's like one guy in the OVA that wipes out an entire kingdom with one move. It's really crazy. Moving on to number 2, we have Golden Boy. I don't need to say a lot about this because I have said a lot about this in the past. I'm sure a lot of you have heard of this because of me, or maybe you've watched this due to my recommendation, or you probably have heard about this and seen this far before I even talked about it, which I know a lot of you have. It's a really funny OVA series, 6 episodes long, about a guy who goes through doing these odd jobs. Every episode is a different job, but they all snowball up, and everything that happened in previous episodes is still relevant in later episodes. So I really enjoyed this. Your main character is really dumb in ways, and he'll do certain things, like he'll really perv over certain characters. There's a lot of adult humor here, like he'll worship the toilet that one of the characters had used. It's really funny watching this, and it's easily the most rewatchable anime, or really the most rewatchable set that I own of anything, any movie or anime or really anything. I rewatched this so many times. So before I get into number 1, I have 3 runners-up of series that almost made this list. Starting off, we have Helsing Ultimate, which would have easily made number 4 or number 5 on this list, but I decided to make this a runner-up because it's such a long series. It feels like a complete anime where it's nearly 10 hours of content, and everything else on the actual list here is pretty much movie-linked OVAs, if not a little bit longer than your standard movie. But Helsing Ultimate, everyone knows about this. It's really action-packed. You've got vampires and zombies and Nazis. It's a really great OVA series with lots of action and, of course, beautiful artwork. The next runner-up on this list is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Now, I haven't seen all of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure because it's still kind of ongoing. I think there's like new episodes coming out, and I haven't even gotten that far yet. But from what I've seen of it, it's a really great series. It really appeals to my level of a series that's kind of corny, but it's taken itself really seriously. It's got great action, beautiful animation for the time that this came out, and I really like the way that the characters are styled here. Everything about the series so far I am really enjoying. So the last runner-up on this list is actually another series that I have yet to finish for good reasons. That is Legend of the Galactic Heroes, and I haven't finished this simply because it's too long. I'm somewhere in between episode, I think, 15 and 20 right now. It's taken me a bit of a while to watch this simply because I review so many anime series that it's hard to really keep up with everything that I need to do, and then also these longer series. Anyways, if you're a fan of these mind battles in series, if anything like Death Note or Code Geass, and you will absolutely love Legend of the Galactic Heroes. It's a very mature story, but also it includes this massive war Obviously, if you know anything about the series, you know about the huge war that's going on, and also the story here is so deep that I feel it's like a history lesson every time I watch an episode, because the opening to it, right before the opening, they'll give you this brief history lesson about their universe. It's so much to learn about it. The characters are so deep that they feel very realistic here, and you have your protagonist and antagonist, and honestly, I feel like the line is very blurred between them because I love both characters already, and I'm still not even that far into the series. Thanks for everybody that recommended me to watch that. Hopefully someday I'll finish it. So lastly, number 1, my favorite OVA of all time is Samurai X Trust and Betrayal, and I know chronologically this exists within the middle of the manga and at the end of the canon parts of the anime series, but for me, I watched this before either of those, and in fact, this is what actually got me into watching anime as a whole. I had been watching anime since Voltron when I was little, but I didn't know that it was anime. I just thought it was cartoons, but this really made me realize the potential of how mature anime can be, and it was basically history from there, so you could say that it was actually life-changing watching this back in the early 2000s on VHS, and it really changed a lot from then. But as a series itself, I don't really get into a whole lot of details with that because technically it does contain spoilers, because it is actually a prequel to Rurouni Kenshin that is set in a time where you're supposed to actually watch the series and then see the movie, so I'm not going to get into a whole lot of details about that, but it's basically the hard life of Kenshin from Rurouni Kenshin, as everybody knows, back in his assassination days, back when he would actually kill people, and it is a pretty hard life, as you can see from the OVA. Don't want to get into too much details and spoil anything about that, but anyways, what are your top 5 favorite OVA, or if you have a list of more OVAs than that, let me know about them in the comments section below, and also feel free to check out my top 10 favorite anime series of all time, and of course my anime review playlist, just in case you missed a few videos. Thank you for all your support with your comments and your likes, and I'll see you next time.